Is Brian Williams going to be the only casualty of the swirling controversy over his misstatements? I kind of doubt it. I mean, this has become a full-blown crisis inside NBC News. That's what people there are telling me, not what I'm telling them. This news division was hurting even before Williams was suspended.
The table. The chairman and CEO of Comcast, Brian Roberts.
What a difference 4 years makes.
Best quarter we ever had. So.
Listen to Comcast CEO Brian Roberts when he first acquired NBC Universal.
I'll tell you my view on news. It's the crown jewel of Comcast.
It appears that crown jewel and the other gems in the safe may need a polish or more.
Good evening.
The news division, once famous for Huntley and Brinkley, for Katie and Bryant, for Tim, and for Tom. For a long time, it was the envy of the TV news business, a place others wanted to work, a place that was #1 in every ratings race that mattered. But now, NBC has been struggling with a host of problems, ones that even predated this Brian Williams scandal.
And for all of you who saw me as a groundbreaker, I'm sorry I couldn't carry the ball over the finish line, but man, I did try.
The Today Show, the news division's biggest moneymaker and ratings king, lost its crown to Good Morning America a couple years ago.
So sorry I've turned into a sob sister this morning. Please forgive me.
A downfall that began with the messy 2012 ouster of Ann Curry and an on-air breakup scene that was almost as painful for viewers as it was for her and Matt Lauer.
The biggest heart.
2.5 years later, the bosses just recently finished a deal for Curry to leave the network. NBC News President Deborah Turness and her boss, Pat Philly Crushell, came to fix Today and guide NBC into the future. But some insiders are now losing confidence in their capabilities.
Meet the Press with David Gregory.
Last fall, David Gregory of Meet the Press was left to meet the door after a year of waiting in what could only be described as employment purgatory. Forced to announce the news of his own departure via Twitter after it had already been leaked to various news outlets. More recently, NBC has been trying to rehab Dr. Nancy Snyderman, who violated an Ebola quarantine after returning from West Africa, torching her credibility.
Good people can make mistakes.
And staffers have been reeling from a series of factual mistakes, like the report that Bo Bergdahl would be charged with desertion. It still hasn't happened. And then there are the management mistakes. A few months ago, Turness installed a new captain at the helm of the Today Show, former ESPN executive Jamie Horowitz, brought on to right the ship as general manager. But just 10 weeks later, this. Turness wrote in a memo to her staff that she and Horowitz have come to the conclusion that this is not the right fit. What? Yes, he was dismissed, a head-spinning change that triggered new doubts about executive competence. And News President Turness is not the only one with the weight of the peacock on her shoulders. Philly Crushell also oversees two other troubled assets, CNBC and MSNBC. They have both seen viewers turn away in droves. 2014 was CNBC's least watched year since the glory days of the 90s, when they were the dominant financial network. And just last week, MSNBC had its lowest full-day rating in close to a decade. Parent company Comcast stands to lose millions of ad revenue. Meanwhile, its $45 billion merger with Time Warner Cable is still pending, and Comcast hates distractions. They sure do, and this weekend the news division is trying to move forward. But how can it when a fact-checking investigation is still going on and Williams is still silent and the staff is still seething? Well, Carl Bernstein is back with me here on set, and we're joined by one of the few men who has actually faced a crisis like this, Andrew Hayward, a former president of CBS News. Thank you for being here this morning.
My pleasure.
Your read on how NBC's handled this so far. Have they done as much as they can?
I think it's very easy to second guess, but I must say, seeing that litany of problems as somebody who sat in the same seat, I'm getting a rash under the sweater. I think it's really unfair to pile on after the whistle. I think there are lots of ways to handle these things, but I think NBC is trying to be responsive. It's trying to get back to business. There's a 6-month inquiry. I'm sorry, 6-month suspension, an inquiry that continues. Let's, as Carl said earlier, let's let some time elapse and let's see what the response is. I don't think you can overstate the pressure on these executives when every single thing they do is second guessed, third guessed, fourth guessed by the likes of us. So I'm not going to contribute to that. I do think there are unanswered questions, as you and Carl have been discussing. I think we will get the answers. And in the meantime, there are hundreds of dedicated men and women who are going to come to work tomorrow and put on news programming. So when you say it's a mess, they're still absolutely in the news business, and they're still going to cover the news tomorrow as they did last week.
That's a great point. And the Deborah Turness, who we showed in that package, her message to the staff this week has been, we're not going to get through this with words, we're going to get through this with actions. We have to go out and produce great journalism, and that will win people back. Let me put on screen some findings from Magid. It's a consulting firm. NBC's a client, but NBC News is not. And these are some headlines from a survey they did over the weekend. We're sharing it for the first time today. It finds that many think Williams' actions were intentional, but that most don't see a career-ending offense. Most people don't want to see him fired. And finally, most people said NBC News actions were appropriate. To suspend him for 6 months was an appropriate result. I guess what I'm wondering, Andrew, is if all that is the case, and I believe that's what NBC's hearing in their own research as well, if that is all the case, and Lester Holt is at the chair for 6 months, as long as the audience doesn't reject him, can't NBC News get through with this, all of this, have Lester Holt stay in the chair, and say goodbye to Brian Williams?
Theoretically, yes, although from what I understand, there's a great deal of sentiment inside the company, including at very high levels, that in some way hopes that doesn't happen. I think there's a lot of goodwill towards Brian, and I don't think by any means this is a way to just usher him out the door with a 6-month delay on when the lock clicks. I think there is actually going to be a good faith effort to see how deeply the inquiry goes and see what happens next. And, you know, you guys have made a big point of his not commenting. I'm sure he's not been allowed to comment. He would love to. I'm sure he's going through hell.
I was very struck by the setup piece there because 9/10, or don't hold me to 9/10, whatever the percentage was about ratings. It's about an institutional failure to get the ratings, and it's about money. And we ought to talk a little bit, I think, about money driving news values and determining, look, the morning shows are more important than those 3 evening newscasts. Those 3 evening newscasts are 22 and a half minutes. How much of those 22 and a half is really news?
Yeah, 17 or 18.
And how much of the 17, 18 is real news?
Well, again, I thought, frankly, Carl, you're a friend, but I thought you were unfair in saying, you know, they're not in the news business. They are.
Oh, no, they're
I misspoke.
They're still in the news business.
I think the evening newscasts actually are remarkable for the degree to which they continue to cover serious topics, given the sea of trivialization and tabloidization of television around them. But yes, it's a small hole. I think we underestimate their importance. Not only is the collective audience still between 20 and 25 million people a night, they are, as you pointed out, they carry the brand still, the news brand.
They do.
To a large degree. And also the revenues, while they're not terribly profitable, that's because a lot of the revenue actually supports the news gathering infrastructure that the networks depend on. So they're still very important. Listen, it's one of the ironies of this whole affair has been, well, the evening newscasts aren't what they used to be, and yet there's this giant outcry when one of the anchor people
I'm glad you said